One secret you haven't told a lot of people.
That man hated you.
What's your biggest regret in life?
And you used to have a third thing.
Like beach.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? Be my future husband, so I need to invest.
I just start feeling like,
I want to be me so bad. The director's like, why the fuck didn't you lift your top? My dream job, I do not dream of labor, darling.
One, two, three, action.
Hey guys!
Trying to get me out of work. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have my guest back again.
Back by popular demand. I heard that you guys can't live without me.
I heard you were looking for me.
So I came back like umqolo.
So Nandi's back, guys, and we are just gonna do sort of like a continuation of the conversation we were having. I think. Okay, anyway, welcome back to another chit chat. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so yeah, we recently had a girl chat. To anyone that's new, Nandi and I had a girl chat about 2 months ago. And it was a really actually fun chat that we had. And so I was like thinking, well, we were both thinking we need to do another one, because that time I think we were just more like nervous or whatever. And
it was, I think it was your first sit down, like chit-chatting.
So I think I didn't even like, you know which direction to take. But anyways, the what do you call it? The people's comments.
Yeah.
Their
feedback.
Yes, their feedback on it was like, everyone's feedback on it was really nice. So I was like, oh, you know, when you question something and then actually it's like a. So anyways, but this time I think it's more just questions, and then we'll both just answer the questions, and we are all having like a girl chat with you guys at home as well. So
naughty drink, a cheeky little cheers.
Okay, so let's start off with something really small. What do you find most attractive in a guy?
Physically or? Sorry.
Gosh. What was
good skin. Sorry. Good skin and teeth. Like good skin and teeth. Not physically, if he's reliable. And yeah.
Okay, what I find attractive in a guy is he has to be tall, has to be dark,
of course.
He has to have a beard.
He has to be chubby. Yeah.
And he has to be like, he has to be very manly. Like,
yes.
I like a guy that's like controlling, you know, like a tiny bit controlling. Like, tell me I'm not going there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, we love.
Yeah.
Chalet pants.
Unfortunately, we didn't have
some ways you could just say and you'll go, but you just won't take
what would happen?
I'll go, baby, but I just won't take pictures.
Okay, give me 3 icks that you don't like about a guy.
That just likes complaining about whatever.
I get that.
Man that does dress well, you can fix that. A man that says he'll do something and not do it.
Yeah,
a man that'll over promise and under deliver.
Yes.
Or men that just say like jokes that they think are funny, but like they aren't. I don't know, like.
Shit.
Damn.
It's fine. Sorry guys, if there was a little sound in this video, it was the
not
heater.
A vibrator.
Nandi.
Sorry.
It was the heater. It was the heater. I forgot to switch it off. It's so cold. Okay, anyways, let's get back into it.
What are your 3 icks?
Same. I hate a guy that's like doesn't stick to his word. Like, I hate a flippy floppy guy. Like, if you say something, like, be about it. Like, that's so attractive to me. Like, if a guy says something and follows through on it. 1, 2. Another ick that I have with is like a man that lies, like unnecessarily. I don't mean like cheating lies or whatever. Like a man that lies about money, lies about how much money he has, or lies about the things that he has, or just like dumb
White lies, like little white lies.
It's so unattractive. And then another ick that I have about guys is their bums. Like, I hate that guys have bums.
Yo, you hate bums.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to see a guy's bum, like, ever in life, dude. Like, I don't want to cross paths with the man's bum.
That's how I'm such a bum girl. Like,
I know.
I love a man with a good bum. Yesterday we were actually watching Shaka Ilembe and Sneh was cringing perpetually.
Because it was
the
like
whole time.
male bums all the way.
Have you ever cheated in a relationship?
No. In a relationship, no. But I think I have cheated when we were not like together. Like maybe like we were going through a phase where we were fighting and we were not together, and then I would like entertain other guys or I don't have you cheated?
Cheating is subjective. It is though, like as you're saying, that could constitute as cheating to someone else, because a separation, like a temporarily separated, it does not, doesn't mean
up.
Yeah. And I also do believe that women do not cheat without reason. Like they're not like men.
Yeah.
Men will cheat because there's a pretty girl in front of him. But a woman will cheat if there are voids in the relationship.
Yeah, true.
And I'm not justifying cheating, but that's just the way people are designed. Like, okay, what do you think is your best feature? Can I tell you? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I think my smile is my best feature. What did you think?
Your smile, but definitely your eyes. You've got like such seductive, very, eyes.
Okay, what's your best feature?
My smile. I think my smile, and I love my legs.
Yeah, I love the way Nandi walks. She literally walks. I was gonna say you walk.
Yeah.
Like she walks like a goddess. Like it's like like the movement is so sleek. Like, and it's not even that she's trying to like do that. It just naturally is like that. It's so crazy. You have a really nice walk.
Thank you.
One secret you haven't told a lot of people.
About that. Do I have to say the secrets?
Yes. Just one.
Okay, it's not a secret per se, but something that a lot of people don't know about me.
Yeah.
You know it. And
Oh,
it grosses you out. Is that I'm a serial nail biter. That's why my nails are always done. Not only that, but I can bite my toenails too.
And I hate
my foot reaches my mouth.
And then you bite them.
I'm an ex-toenail biter. I don't bite them anymore.
Why? Come on, Anyway, okay, one secret I've never told anyone is that, maybe I should say, I once shoplifted before.
And she got arrested for it.
I once shoplifted makeup. Like, wow, I think I was like...
It was in high school. Like
no, after high school, like varsity.
First year of varsity.
Yeah. And I got into so much shit for that. Yeah, it was a mess. So yeah, when I like just started being obsessed with makeup and I didn't have any money, I was shoplifted. So yeah.
That's a good story, because I mean, look at where you are now.
Yeah, ne? What would be your dream holiday destination?
My dream holiday destination is the Maldives. Although it has been done to death, it has always been like my dream destination before it became popular. I'm very much a beach girl, rest, relaxation. I don't like going on holiday and doing activities. We're not gonna go abseiling. Let's rest.
Let's
and sleep.
Literally.
Let's have champagne for breakfast. Let's sit in the
laze
sun.
around all day. Love that.
What's yours?
Excuse me, I actually don't have one. I can't think of a place where I've really wanted to go. Apart from America, I used to really want to go to America. But now I'm it is what it is. Yeah.
I think you're very much like a Europe girl though, like Paris, London.
But I've never wished to go to Paris. I think the only time that I wanted to go was because of Da. And before that, I would have never even thought, oh, I'd love to see Paris. Honestly, I've never thought of it. But yeah, I'd like to see all those, you know, those places that they always post on like those travel sites like Switzerland, and they'll have like these picket fence houses and like the greenery. Like those places that you read about in like books and you imagine they were in like fairy tale books. Those are the places that I always see like online, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could go and like look at those type of places. That's it.
What is the one thing you can't live without?
The one thing I can't live without.
It doesn't even have to be that deep, like anything, like an everyday essential or like something you can't live without in your life, just in general.
Well, I feel like a phone is basic, because a phone, I can't live without a phone. But one thing I can't live without is probably sweet things, like sweets. I'm like a huge sweet person.
Sweet desserts.
I would rather eat sweets than eat actual food. Like,
that's true.
It's terrible, but yeah. You?
One thing I can't live without is if I lost the ability to cook for whatever reason. Like, I would perish.
Nandi's such a good cook.
I would perish if
like, I can't wait to impress my future husband with all
my cooking skills.
I genuinely can't wait. Okay, cool. Who's your celebrity crush?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Who's that? Oh,
the guy from Get Out. The dark
that's
skin.
my person.
Yo, you want to be me so bad. He is so fun.
But Omega.
Yes, you know how we asked like what's my favorite features in a guy?
Yeah.
Skin and teeth. He has beautiful dark skin.
That man.
Like, but yo, he's like in Zulu you say Snomakanda. No, Snomamzi. I don't know what a Snomamzimba is, but
he's good.
He's got such a nice, beautiful face, and he's so charismatic and charming. But
he's beautiful.
Umgabi, he's short.
His legs are like this.
No pet. Gatsy mermaid. But I can overlook it. Like that's my black king.
I would say him, Nami, but okay, just to choose somebody else outside of the guy that you like is the T'Challa from Black Panther with the beard.
That is your type, like strong so man.
Okay.
What is your dream job?
I don't have a dream job. I just like to own a very successful business. In whatever it is, I don't even care. I would just like it to make me a lot of money. Because I'm not particularly passionate about anything outside of obviously makeup.
My dream job, I do not dream of labor, darling. I do not dream of labor. And I say it as a joke, but genuinely, like my dream, like ideally what I would love to do for the rest of my life is to be a homemaker. Like I'm really very nurturing. Like even the business ideas that I do have are around like, you know, catering or cooking or like having like a gourmet like spice and sauces line, like stuff like that. So just feeding into my passion. So it's definitely, okay, if I have to answer, culinary space, like a really successful bespoke
I've been like telling her, like, sorry to cut you, but like I've been telling her to like take her catering stuff more seriously. I think that it would really be like so successful. Like I think cooking comes naturally to you, because if you guys watched the previous Girl Talk that we had, like we've known each other for a while, you know, so I've known that she knows how to cook for a very, very long time. It's not like something that she just a skill that she acquired now. And I'm always just like, you really need to like take it seriously, you know.
I will this year. This is the year. I don't appreciate chef work on.
What's the most trouble you've ever been in?
The most trouble I've ever been in. Yo, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I used to get in a lot of trouble when I was in school, or when I was in high school, because and it was so unreasonable. Abazali, what sometimes I used to stay very far from so for context, home for me, like where my family is from, is in Parkgate, which is like a little community. Like if you know where Verulam is, it's before you get to Verulam. And I went to school in Pinetown. So the commute to school and from school was like crazy. I used to take 3 taxis going there and back.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes on Friday, on Friday, like sometimes we'd we'd want to hang out, go to McDonald's, or like go
that
get
was like
waffles.
a thing.
Yeah, yes, go to McDonald's.
You go to McDonald's. Go and get where else?
The terminals. We didn't go to the terminals though, but just hanging out,
Yeah.
And I had a very strict 5 p.m. curfew until I was like 19. And when we'd hang out like after school, we didn't even do anything crazy or hang out with boys. We actually we had a boy aversion.
Yeah.
But I'd get home shampe at like 5:30, 5:45. Yo, I just knew I'd be in for it. Yes.
That's weird. You've never told me you were in trouble in high school.
I'd always get in trouble for getting home late. Yeah, that's why I couldn't even like play sports that much because curfew. Yo, when you get home late, so then you're supposed to ungenisa iwashing ucama uzocasha ngewashing yimlo ungenisa iwashing. And my dad would be sitting there, isikhathi intombazane ebuya ngazo lesi. It's 5:45, Padre.
But I mean, I get it. 5:45 for a girl is crazy.
But if you think about how far
the traveling
home,
time,
for you, she stayed in Westville, so Westville is much closer to Pinetown.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the most trouble? Yo, I could write a book about your troubles.
Yo, the most trouble I've gotten into, it was probably getting arrested for shoplifting. But if we're not counting that, because that was like, the most trouble I've gotten into was this one time.
Which time?
Yes!
Wait, that's wild.
So, should I tell it or not?
Tell us.
So, I had gone out with my friends or whatever, and then I ended up getting home like really late, like extremely late.
Like
my mom was already
morning.
back. No,
Wasn't
not the
it?
following morning. My mom was already back from work. Because she used to work 10 to 10 shifts. So if she leaves at 10 a.m., she'll be back at 10 p.m. If she leaves at 10 p.m., she'll be back at 10 a.m. Yes, because she went on her 10 p.m. shift, and somehow I lost track of time. And when I came back at like 8 a.m. and she was back because I could see her like cleaning like outside. I'm like, fuck. I was so screwed. And she kicked me out. She was just like, she's sick of my shit.
No.
What?
But you're not saying the fact, how umzali methi phindela la uya khona. Usinewa phindela ngempela ngabuya.
No, that wasn't the incident. That wasn't that one.
Oh, okay.
She was just like, she's done with me. I need to go. Nje, wangrabisha. I need to go. So then, at the time, there was this guy who was asking me out. And this was in high school.
Mind you.
He was asking me out, so I'm like, oh, mom kicked me out. And he was like a rich kid, and his parents had passed away. So he owned a sugarcane farm, and he went to Crawford. But I think he was in grade 11.
Yeah, he wasn't much older. Like,
Yeah,
he was like a year or two older
and
than us.
we were in grade 9, I think 9 or 10. And so I'm like, oh, my mom kicked me out. Can I please come and stay by you for a bit? And then he's like, okay. He comes and picks me up. We go to his house. He lives there with his sister, his younger sister, and we literally became a family. It's so crazy when I think about it, because I would have gone nuts if my child attempted to do something like that. Sabi family, I had my own room, and shame, he honestly never even tried to do anything funky with me. I had my own room, he had his own room, and his sister had her own room. And he also owned taxis as well.
OMG.
So he had one of his taxi drivers stop his work to take me to school every day, wait for me, because he lived Otongati, which was
a win for me because you were closer to my house.
But I hardly ever saw you.
Hardly, but sometimes I'd get a lift with you guys.
I remember. But yeah, that was 40 minutes, 45 minutes away from school.
Pantan,
So the taxi driver then had to stop working his normal taxi route and take me to and from school every day. So he'd have to take me to school, wait for me outside school, and then drive me back. So also guys, and this happened for like 2 months.
That man hated you. The taxi driver hated you so much.
He would not even talk to me. He was just like, why are you here? So that was the most trouble I got into. And then me and the guy, I don't know how we fell out. Like I think we had like some type of falling out, or he now needed, I think honestly he was like talking to his girlfriend on the phone all the time, and I guess his girlfriend was wondering like why she can't come over, why. And because I remember him talking to her on the phone at some point, and then I was like, ish, I can see now it's my time to play. It's fucked up. So I was like, Dad's my sister. And Dad snuck me into home for like a good week. My mom didn't even know I was there. She didn't even know I was there. And then like after the week, Dad was like, girl, you need to cut the shit. She was like, girl, you need to come out of the closet, okay? Because literally when my mom came home, I'd like hide in the closet. And then
would she sneak you like food and stuff?
Yes, everything, even to shower. Like I'd have to wait for my mom to go to work because she was working 12-hour shifts. So once she's gone, I'm free. But especially if my mom is gonna come back from work before Dad comes back, then I'm in the closet till Dad comes back because I can't make a peep. Do you know what I mean? So I'd be like in the closet.
God forbid, Upis will come or something.
Imagine her finding me in there. She would have beat me up. Okay, she would have beat me the fuck up. So that was the most trouble I got into. And when I finally spoke to her, I think she also felt just bad about the fact that I hadn't been home for that long and she didn't know where I was. I expected her to be more angry. She was just like, okay. She didn't even say anything. She was just like, whatever.
That's crazy though that you actually left to be like...
Yo, but guys, I used to get kicked out a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even for the most minor things. Like, so it was like, by that point, I was just like, make me numb, Nelson. Like, whatever. Like, whatever.
If you say I must go, then go, I will.
I will. And there was a point where I was like, really close with these friends from Caversham, Ola, Kitty and them. And they used to party like a lot. So I would feel like if I get kicked out, that's an excuse for me to go party.
In school uniform, mind you.
This sucks, but okay.
Let's rock.
And they'd always be like, okay. And like Tony was like specifically my best
Your
friend.
best friend for the longest time, yeah.
And he would just like come and pick me up and we'd just go. Terrible. But yeah, next question.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh my god, you start.
Hey, there's just so many embarrassing things that have happened, but I think one that comes up at the top of my mind, which actually wasn't that embarrassing in hindsight, but I was very young at the time. Like, so this was my first ever fashion show after I got scouted. I got scouted when I was 13. And the very first fashion show that I did it used to be called MTN Fashion Week. If you're old, then you'll know it. Damn,
My
neighbor.
gosh. Couldn't have
So-
picked the worst day to hammer. Whatever is hammering.
So yeah, I was 13 doing fashion week. Mind you, I was very insecure. I had bad skin. I just didn't feel pretty because when you're like 13, you're in adolescence and you're not a pretty yellow thing like people your age. So I felt insecure already and inadequate and had imposter syndrome already. Why would they put me on such a big stage? It was a huge stage. Like, it was one of the main fashion weeks in South Africa at the time, and designers really loved me because I was very skinny, lanky, and I was a new face and I just looked interesting. And they put me in like a jumpsuit outfit. Like,
I don't know the story.
Yeah, yeah. And my walk wasn't great, obviously, because it's my first fashion week. But I mean, I didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
So I walk. And then I'm feeling it because the crowd is like, they're feeling the garments, I guess. I don't know. They're responding well. And then the director's like, why the f did you lift your top?
What happened?
The whole thing, as I'm walking, the whole thing dropped and my whole chest was out. Okay, but my whole chest was out.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, they are feeling this outfit.
Yep, that's me.
And they were handing me Gabanu's no man. Yes, I know. Modella.
Oh
Make feel
my
over.
God.
Because like, why the fuck didn't you lift your top? And it was like, it was in the paper, but obviously they didn't show my boobs. They like
Yeah.
censored. At the time, it was like those shwashri sort of publications.
What happened to Shwashi?
I don't know. He turned to Musakaula.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking.
Oh. Yo, the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me actually did not happen so long ago. Oh, guys.
In a safe space, or it's just us and 2,000 of them.
Yo, so last year, the beginning of the
Early
year,
this year.
January, we were out partying. You know, there were still like beach clubs open and shit like that. So I came straight from work because January is still like a peak time for work. And I came straight from work. I got ready. We went to a beach club with my other friends from here. We got so drunk, so mortal. Went from there, we go to another club. We're drinking. And I didn't realize because I was gone to do a wedding from like 5 a.m. I hadn't eaten the whole day. And then after all of this, I somehow decide that, hey, this would be a great time to go and see my crush. So
we go.
obviously, like when you're drunk, like you lack reason. Like, so I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm coming over to say hi. He's like, yeah, whatever, cool, you know, like, eventually I usually go over there, we chill, we watch movies, doesn't even like. So I get there with my friend, like, we coming here to have vibes, like, we coming to chill. Then next thing, like, I'm sitting on the couch and all of a sudden I just start feeling like but you know the fucked up part is I know this house like the back of my hand. Tell me why I went to the room instead of the bathroom. Oh, guys. And then I remember, like, obviously I vomited in his bedroom.
Wait, was it on the side of the bed?
By the sliding door. And like, oh, I was trying to reach the balcony outside.
Instead of going to the bathroom, no.
No, I was trying to reach the balcony, but instead of like opening the balcony, I just stood on the glass like this. And then I was just like, what?
Oh, gee.
Like, guys, okay, me and my friend, we clean up the vomits. I'm so embarrassed at this point, even though I'm still like extremely drunk. I'm so embarrassed. We're cleaning up the vomits and whatever. And then obviously I go home, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, please don't let this be true. Like, please, can it just have been a nightmare? And I was even like rude to my friend, and I started like having all these flashbacks like of everything that happened, and I'm apologizing to her, I'm apologizing to the guy. Anyways, the guy was like, whatever, like, it's fine, you know, he wasn't even like upset, but I was so humiliated that like I stopped drinking for like almost 2 months from that occasion, like on its own. I'm not a vomiter, like I'm not a person who vomits when they're drunk, so that was like so crazy to me. And ever since then, like, if I'm gonna drink, I make sure I eat, because I'm like, I'm so scared of that situation repeating itself. Imagine, he'd be done with us.
Be done for like.
Yeah, so that was the most embarrassing thing that happened to me. He was just like, why are you like beating yourself up? It doesn't even matter. But I was like so upset. I was like, can I call a cleaner to come and clean? What can I do to fix? Like, he's like, the cleaner's already here, she's cleaning. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just
she was so embarrassed about this thing that and we talk, literally, Sneh and I talk every day, like literally every day for hours on the phone. She omitted this little after a week.
Yeah.
She told me after a week, she's like, Nans, like, I did something so bad. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Fucked up real bad, Nans.
Yo, I was so ashamed, like deeply ashamed.
That's why drinking when you're hungry is the worst. Like,
I didn't know that because I've known myself to be such a strong drinker, or like, but I guess like with age, like I'm just not that powerful with like drinks anymore, and I need to eat before I drink. You know what I mean? What's your worst sex position?
Dog style, or
Okay.
I was saying dog style.
Mina, okay, I don't mind. Oh.
Yeah.
I just don't like when somebody goes like this.
Oh.
I hate that shit.
I don't mind that at all.
No, don't do that.
I'm a condom shot.
Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Oh yeah, you and the benefit is going to
yeah.
Like, don't do that. I hate that shit.
I don't know. I think I hate doggy style because it's just so impersonal. Like, and I love love in general. So if like I need to see you look into my eyes and tell me you love me, and you won't see my eyes from my behind. You know what I mean?
I get it though.
Yeah.
What's your best quality?
My best quality, I think, is how compassionate I am.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think I take after my mom. Like I'm just very caring.
Yeah.
Like
I think your best quality is how genuine you are. Yeah. You're a genuine person, and you're also like a very affectionate person.
Love that.
Thanks.
Yeah. What's yours?
I think my best quality is damn. My best quality, I think.
Can I tell you what you wanna say?
Let me start first.
Okay.
My best quality. I think my best quality would be that I am generous.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Very generous.
You were gonna say that?
No, I wasn't gonna say that even.
Okay, which one are you gonna say?
But that's also a very good one. That's a very good one. That's true.
Shut
Like
up.
very generous with your time, resources, your help. Like you're always willing to help. Sometimes to your detriment, but I do believe we'll always come back tenfold.
Amen.
Inshallah. But I was gonna say just your perseverance. Like you just and it's just unfortunate for whatever reason that you have that trait or whatever, but you are always willing. Like no setback is big enough for you to just end up like I guess I'll just sit here and die. You know what I mean? Like literally, Table Mountain could fall onto you, and you're like, I'll find my way out of here. And you do find your way out and make your way back to the top. So it's just your perseverance and just your.
I was gonna say originally it was like my that I'm hardworking. I was gonna say that's my best quality, but then I was like, that's not really a quality, you know. What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, I have two.
Okay.
Never realizing my full potential. Like always like the girl that could have been, or the girl that, you know what I mean, like never living up to my full potential. And two is dying lonely. Like I don't want to die.
I think that's almost the same. My biggest fear is never reaching the person that I see in my head, and never being able to become the person that I see myself being. And my second fear is like being alone, not necessarily dying alone, but not ever having kids or ever having like a
family,
my own family that I've started on my own. I think that is my biggest fear. But the number one
like
is
not realizing
perishing as a human being.
Have you experienced a friendship breakup?
Yes, I have.
What was your the most painful one?
The most painful one was with I was friends with a girl. We were friends from before primary school. We actually met each other. We lived in the same neighborhood, and we were really, really close friends. And we'd always have like our tips, like stupid friendship tips or whatever. And it won't stop now, Kule. Anyways, later on in our adult life, there was a time when we came to Cape Town for my birthday, and we came with a whole group of people, and the guy that I was dating at the time was sort of like took care of the trip for everyone. But it was like I couldn't help but notice how unhappy she was for me. Like she couldn't help it. And it was like with everything, like if everyone was chilling and joking around and everyone was hanging out or whatever, it would always be that she was trying her best to have the worst time possible. And she then befriended another friend of mine who was on the trip as well, and sort of ignored me on my own birthday trip. And it was like, I saw, like, for me, that situation like proved to me that she actually doesn't like me. And I think I used a lot of my time to and I think I also compensated a lot, like in trying to be like, okay, well, I'd always try and bring her to Joburg. I'd always try and like make sure that our connection is like still strong, you know. And I always felt like when she went back home, it'd always be that I need to constantly make an effort for us to like keep a connection, or else the relationship would sort of dwindle. And then when that trip happened, and she found it so difficult to be happy for me, and I'd been single for like, you know, from that terrible breakup, I was still in my healing process. I think that was like probably the second year of that breakup that I was in, and I would have thought like a friend would be happy for you,
like you're finally out the ghetto,
yeah, you know, like, oh, thank God, or like it's been tough, it's been rough, you know. But she genuinely found it so difficult to just be happy for me, and for me it felt like, okay, clearly she felt like I didn't deserve the happiness that I was getting at that time. So I really mourned that friendship, because even afterwards, like, we had a huge blowout fight. Sorry guys, we had to just adjust the lighting because it is getting a bit dark. Excuse me. I'm hoping they're gonna stop this noise soon. I don't know why they do that at this time, but anyway. But yeah, like, they ended up being a huge fight. Kimba had an argument with another girl who was sort of somebody that was my friend that I was getting to know. Is it friend the same still? Okay. Yeah. So be fine. So yeah, that situation happened, and she sort of sided with my friend over my family, who she'd known for a very long time. So I think she was just really adamant on doing anything that was opposing me during that trip. It wasn't even anything to do with my cousin. I think it was more so my cousin suffered. Yeah, she suffered for my, I guess, yeah, this thing up here. She suffered for my whatever. Whatever they might have been, yeah. So yeah, I really experienced that, really, like, that friendship breakup, because even after we left Cape Town, I really thought she would reach out and say something, you know, because I mean, yeah, like, I'm not even gonna overbalance about your friendship, but I really put in a lot of effort into our friendship, and I really thought that it would mean something to her. And we left Cape Town, that the trip ended so badly because everyone just refused to get along, that my boyfriend at the time was just like, let's just go back to Joburg, this shit is not working. And he just said we should leave the Airbnb that we were staying in, and just leave it with them and just go back to Joburg. So I thought, yeah, my birthday was only a couple days later, I think 2 days later, and I thought that at that point she would have said something like, oh, you know, I'm really sorry things went that bad, da 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 da. But she didn't, and that sort of put things into perspective for me, for our friendship, that time doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
Did she say happy birthday to you on your birthday?
No, of course not.
Beach.
So, but yeah, so that's a relationship that I experienced, the breakup that I experienced.
A friendship breakup. I've had, I wouldn't say a lot of friendship breakups.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're old, so you're not friends with everyone that you've been friends back with then.
Yeah.
But all of my like friendship breakups, it's never been like a hectic collision and then a boom and we start being friends. And I think that's purely because I'm a very passive aggressive person. If you upset me, then the chances of me confronting it are very slim to none. So you'll upset me once, you'll upset me twice, and you'll upset me 3 times, and I let things slide, and it'll only dawn on me like later, hang on, like or they hate me, and I'll just gradually slip away from your life. It's never going to be like a back and I I've never had a back and forth with a friend. Like,
Yeah.
no. And this is not to say I don't. I've probably done some of my friends dirty. But I guess they're also the people that I'm not friends with anymore. Maybe they have the same nature. Or if even if someone does, like, it's non-focused.
It's just dark, and I don't like that. Yeah, it's a bit lighter now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, all of the friendship breakups have been very, like, it's just like a simmer, like a sizzle. It's not like, you know, but yeah, there definitely are friendships that I do miss, but there are also friendships that I'm like, good riddance to bad rubbish.
Can I ask you something, actually, now that you're talking about how you... So Nandi and I had our own little friendship breakup at some point, and we sort of had like a disconnect. I think it was like 2 years or something like that. And
It felt like more.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, it was like, I didn't think I got like closure from the situation, because I didn't really understand. From my standpoint, it was like when you moved back to Durban, and we still were like friends, but every time I'd come to Durban and I'd be like, oh, let's hang out, you'd always like have an excuse, and you'd always be like, oh no, you can't, da da da. But then, like, I remember this one particular time, I came back to Durban. I think this was like the third time you'd done this, where you were like, because it was like when I'm in Joburg, we speak all the time, we're like so close and whatever. Then as soon as I'm in Durban, do you remember a time when you moved back to Durban and I came to Durban and we spent any time together?
I don't remember, but also my memory is shit.
Yeah, so it was like, I felt like, okay, you know, we were talking whatever, and then I'd be so excited, like, okay, I'm going home, at least I want to see Nandi, I'm gonna and then I felt like, okay, when I come home, Nandi's just, yeah, well, she's like wishy-washy about the situation. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's just avoiding me for some type of reason. And then it was like this one time I was like, oh, do you want to hang out? And you said you can't. And then later that same day, I saw you at California Dreaming, which is in town. And I was like, okay, Shooty, clearly then there's a problem with me and you just not wanting to express it. And that's when I felt like, that's when I checked out. I was just like, okay. So remember when you even came to Joburg that one time and we sort of hung out that one day, and we still like, we'll hang out, but we didn't actually address
stuff.
Yeah, like what was going on. But for you, what did you feel like created like the break?
I think we have totally different sort of perceptions of why the friendship break happened. I thought that it was when I had moved back to Joburg, in fact. Like, after this was like, during that time. So I had just started dating, like, I just started dating this guy and we moved in together. But at that point, when I saw you, when you came to Joburg, Amsterdam, you just had come to visit him. And that was the last time I saw you. Yes, I remember, but that time I had come to visit, but that's the point where when I moved in with him. The moving in wasn't like, oh, Mtasi Bashas. I'm like, I just sort of visited
I didn't know that was the time.
And never left, because we didn't speak much after that.
Yeah, we didn't.
So, so I actually thought that's when the friendship breakup happened. Like, before that, I thought we were still cool and stuff. Like, at that time. So this is what I thought. Like, I just started dating this guy, and we were moving in together, and it was the beginning of a new relationship. So I was like, spent a lot of time and investing a lot of energy, and I didn't hang out as much with you. And I was like, oh, and I remember we even thought like, oh, I'm gonna be in Joburg now, and you had always been very staying in Joburg, so we're gonna see each other and hang out and whatever. And it didn't happen that way, because I was building and nurturing this new relationship. So I do feel like the fault on my part was that two sides of the coins. It's like a new relationship, so obviously you're going to invest a lot more in it than anything, but in the same breath, I do feel like that I neglected a lot of my friendships during that time, but it wasn't an intentional thing. But when, like, because I remember even I tried hanging out with you afterwards, or like I tried to reach out like, oh, let's do something, like, I live bitch. And I had forgotten my ID at your house. I didn't have an ID for the longest time. Snea, please, can we meet up so I can get my ID? God, I live bitch.
Did I end up giving you ID?
No.
And
you know what? I took that L. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that L, because at the time I was like, this could be my future husband, so I need to invest, you know. I'll make up for it afterwards.
Yeah.
But I'll take that out, that I prioritized the relationship at the point more than our friendship, which is something that like I regretted so much. Cause like most of my friendship fallouts, like I don't miss you, like I won't. There's like just 2 friends that I still miss now.
Yeah.
But I was vexed, like I missed you so much. Give stalk, you're on her work page. See what's happening on Snail Land. And you, when you fall out with someone, you're an unfollower. Man, also an unfollower shit.
Definitely.
I was butthurt.
I remember this one time I saw your business page on my phone. I was like, what? Unfollow. I was like, no, because for me it was like how this person, like all of a sudden you just switched on me, like, and you'd hang out with your Durban friends. So I was like, okay, I don't have much friends in Durban anymore. Like I have like 2 friends or whatever. So it was her and like one other person. So I'm like, if we're talking every day when I'm not here, and then all of a sudden when I'm here, you have not even 2 seconds to hang out with me.
I was friends that I was hanging out with.
Guy, I think it was all stagey. Oh, it was like long time ago.
Really?
It was a very long time ago.
Yeah, but Mosh would say, even when you'd come to Durban and we wouldn't hang out, I think it's because Njobo would say, we didn't hang out some movie like you didn't even know that was the time I was moving to Joburg.
Yeah.
It was that time, I guess, that like trying to build the relationship, like whenever we'd be in Durban, like he'd want to do stuff with his friends or like, you know.
But you were still living in Durban.
But he'd come often to like see me, like almost
maybe
weekend.
those were the male friends. I don't know. Like maybe I'm just saying what ditch because those are the only people I can think of in my head. But yeah, it was like you had your own friend group in Durban, and I was like, okay. So yeah, I don't remember you saying at all about moving with at all. And I just knew it's okay. Every time I come to Durban, Nandi she's just moved on, you know, and I need to like be like,
it
okay,
wasn't.
cool. So then when the whole Joburg situation happened, like we hung out once at my place, and it was sort of just like,
It was like sort of cold turkey.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, cool. Yeah. Right.
I remember we even ordered like pizza or something from the
Yeah,
restaurant downstairs.
and yeah, it was so weird, Jay. But yeah, anyways.
OMG, I'm so glad we squashed the beef. Like
it wasn't really beef, you know, but I did hold a lot of resentment towards you, and even Dan knew it because she'd be like, oh, I saw Nandi, and she was and I'd be like,
fuck Nandi and everyone who fucks with her
about it. I'd literally always be like, and
then
bitch, you saw her and what? But yeah, it did go on like longer than it should have. I think also you being a person that doesn't like confront issues, and me then being well, like now if like I felt like okay, our friendship is going a certain direction, I would now say, Nandi, I feel like this and this and this, and I don't like whatever, and then hear someone's side. But also then I was just like, oh fuck this then.
Fuck.
Yeah, but I was not like emotionally smart as well.
OMG, when we rekindled, like because I saw her, she was into we happened to be at the same we happened to be at Wish at the same time. I was there with another friend of mine.
Yeah.
And she was there with her other friend.
No, Dad's friend.
Dad, but initially you can crop this part out.
Oh yes. At that time.
I saw you. No.
I didn't see you that time.
Out there looking at you.
I
saw you. Usahle laphana kids. Mind you, I'm also not friends with that girl I was with anymore. So I was looking at her with with hearts in my eyes, like, and
we used to have a third thing.
And you know when you like fall out with someone, you just never see them. Like anyway, they disappear. And that was the first time I'd ever like laid physical eyes.
Nah, I hadn't seen you anyway.
I was so like, I was in a roller coaster of emotions, and then you guys left. I was like, oh wow. And then luckily,
I literally did not see you.
Dad came back. So, and I was supposed to go, and Sanele just walked in. He's like, "Oh, you're here. Join our table." He was like the glue. Yeah.
That brought us together.
And then I told Dad first though, and then I told her how I saw Snake here earlier.
Who was I?
you had gone with the other friend.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, I saw Snake here earlier with her other friend, and she didn't greet. So I tried to greet, but I guess she didn't see me.
Did you try greet?
Yes.
How? I felt like I saw you.
I think you wouldn't have ignored me. I think you just
I genuinely didn't see you. I don't know. No.
I had seen you the entire time. I was like, wow. She's living my life. Happy for her, but it should be me.
I did.
So when we sat together, literally, and I remember because I'm so awkward as a person, and I wasn't like, we had been there for a while, but I wasn't drunk. Like I was still like in the, and we I don't know if Dad was separating us or we were sitting. Literally, the first thing was like, Sabangani. And you're like, I don't know.
Because I'm probably like, why is this conversation happening right now? Why do we have to talk about this?
That's all I could say.
I remember you like greeting. I don't even remember you saying that, but I was like, I could eat some okay.
Yeah, anyways, that was a good day, Savannah.
But anyway, at least we squashed the beef.
Squashed the beef. Love that for us. And I feel like it's even, our friendship is like even better now because we've both grown up a lot.
Definitely.
And Linda shows we're scared to confront like any, you know.
Definitely. What's your biggest regret in life?
My biggest regret in life is, it's actually very major. I don't know if I want to share it. Okay, but let me just share it. I'm not scared of being vulnerable because I mean, moments like that make us. But remember, so after matric, for context, Sabis, for context. So after matric, I wanted to travel the world, right? So I did a cabin crew license, and it was a year license at this academy, at this private academy. And like literally a month before I graduated, I got scouted by an agency in Europe, and they're like, it's do or die. It's either you sign this contract and move to Europe now, or we can't wait for you to finish your course. And it was such a tough decision. Like, we sat down with my parents and we're like, you did this because you want to travel the world anyways, and here's another opportunity for you to travel the world. Yeah. And we agreed as a family that okay, you're gonna do it. So I signed the contract. I moved to Portugal. So during the time, for like a few months, I was staying between Portugal, Italy, and Germany, like just traveling for work, which is really great. It was really nice and I enjoyed it. But in retrospect, I wouldn't have signed the contract and I would have finished my cabin crew license because the agency I was with at the time exploited me a lot. Like, I made so much money during that time. Like, I got my first magazine cover, which was an international magazine cover. I walked fashion weeks. Like, at the time, they loved me in Europe and especially in Portugal. So I did a lot of work, but the agency I was signed with was not transparent with the money that I was making. So they were like, oh, you did the show, but unfortunately you have to pay for rent, you have to pay for your groceries. And when I actually they kind of fucking ripped me off, you know. So I didn't know, and I feel like that wasted a lot of my time and changed the trajectory. That word troubles me so much, the trajectory of, you know, where my life. Like I got like much later than that, and if I had just held off, I believe that the opportunity would have still been available. So I think I would have been smarter, handled the finances better, maybe started my degree sooner, and like, you know, that's definitely my biggest regret in life, signing that contract with that agency.
Okay.
What's yours?
Biggest regret in life would be not taking school seriously in the beginning. I was just exhausted, and I think if my parent had understood how important a gap year was, I think I would have gotten the break that I needed. I wasted a lot of money in my first and second year, failing because I just wasn't ready and I needed a break. But now looking back at it, I'm like, I should have just done it and got it over and done with, because now it's so hard, with adult problems to now try and refocus your brain to school. It's so hard, as much as I know that I have to do it eventually, but it's I wish that I just did it and got it over and done with then. And now I wouldn't have to worry about that. But now it's something that's constantly over my shoulder. I need to get a degree. I need to get a degree. But yeah, that's one of my biggest regrets.
What's the most expensive item you bought for yourself?
That I've bought for myself would be...
What's the most expensive thing you spent on for yourself, on yourself?
Furniture. That's the most money I've spent on myself, to be honest. Furniture. Yeah. What's your most expensive thing?
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of...
A phone? You bought a phone?
I've never bought myself a phone. All my phones have been nigger phones. I've literally never... I think the most expensive thing, I wouldn't even call it an item or thing I invested in myself, was when I did go back to school. I was paying for my own education. Okay. And that was a very expensive investment. Thing. Yeah, and I took it very seriously, because I know if I fuck out, it's my damn number.
Yeah, but that is an expensive thing to spend on yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, we're done.
Done.
Crazy. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching another chit chat with Nan.
The girlies.
And yeah, I'll have this video up by Friday, probably. What's today? Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday today, so I can have it up by Friday, but I think I'll upload it on Sunday instead. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and
don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.